Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Friday, August 4th. This is day 3 in the Big Brother house, Big Brother 25 house. And, okay, we are at the crunch time of so much to talk about and so little time and things still going on because as I am talking to you, Riley, who is the head of household, we'll get to that in a minute, is currently talking to Blue in the head of household room because she has not finished her, what we call, kiss the ring meetings. I will get to all of these things as quick as I can here, but just so you know, this is an incomplete overview of what is going on in the house right now because there's a little bit of gaps between when I finally went to bed and right now because I couldn't stay up all night and I gathered as quick information as I could, but as far as major game stuff, we're okay. I know what's going on pretty much, and we'll get to that. So, all right. So, as I said, they are still up, still at them, or at least some of them are, specifically Riley. And I actually printed out my names and pictures, more so that I can make sure I get through them all. I'm actually fairly good with names, other than a bit of pronunciation and a bit of spelling issues. Other than that, I got them. I know the gist of who is who, right? At least so far. So, let me give you as quick of a brief overview of what's going on as I can, and then I will focus maybe on a few people or something. But yeah, it's rough these first few days when you got what is 17 people in the house, right? And limited time to go over this stuff. So, yesterday, after I talked to you guys, I don't remember if I even talked to you before or after Riley had won head of household. They had a head of household competition. They shut down the feeds for several hours, and when they came back, Riley had the key. She'd won head of household. What does that mean in this case? Because for those of you that aren't aware, well, you should be aware that Jared, Kirsten, Felicia, and Corey are all, quote, nominated right now. And so how are they going to, without a head of household, so how do they get it? What do they do about this? Well, what they did was they had a competition. And it turns out Riley won it. With some kind of an obstacle course, not necessarily a balanced course. They had options of different routes to take or different ways to do it. And in the end, I heard this through Blue last night. She fell apparently hard, kind of scratched up her arm. But in the end, Riley's time was 16 seconds. So extremely fast. I don't know what the next closest time was. All she said was Riley won at 16 seconds. And so got that. So she's had a household. And her power, she gets immunity, right? Nominations are already made, right? So she gets immunity. She gets the head of household room. She gets to nominate. Although, let me say, that would have been interesting if any of the 4 nominees had won. Then they would have been immediately safe, and they probably would have only been allowed to save 1 person, whereas Riley gets to save 2. So, in theory, it's going to happen today. Riley will announce to save 2 people, and in that way end up with 2 final nominees. Well, not final, but 2 nominees who then will go forward with the rest of the week. So, it looks like, I'm really going to try to cut this short because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through everything. It really looks like she's probably going to save Jared and Felicia, leaving Corey and Kirsten on the block. And we'll talk about how we got to that, but let's just cut through the quick, just so we can get through the majority of stuff, and then we'll dig into the more deep stuff. So she's going to probably save, at least at this point, and probably today, in some type of ceremony, she'll save Jared and Felicia. That will leave Kirsten and Corey on the block, and we'll proceed with the as normal, in that the power veto competition will probably be tomorrow, Saturday, And whoever wins it, if they save themselves or if they save either Corey or Kirsten, then I would assume Riley will get to nominate somebody back. Now, apparently, everybody is eligible to be nominated. So, Saray doesn't have any special immunity, nor do the two people that Riley will save today. So we're kind of back at a regular week. And then we'll go through with the Power Veto meeting probably on Monday, eviction on Thursday. And Riley won't get to compete in the next set of household competition, probably. So her powers, I mean, people are like, oh, look at it this way. You didn't have to make nominations. Yeah, she does. As a matter of fact, she only gets to pick between 4 people to nominate. And she may get to put somebody else up with renomination. So, no, it's not a great thing. Winning head of household was not a good thing in this case, unless you were one of the nominees. You had 2 opportunities to basically save yourself. So the 4 people, it was actually a good scenario that they'd have a chance to save themselves twice because they would already know they were a potential target. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, great. It makes for good TV. It's a twist. It's the multiverse, but it wasn't a good head of household for Riley to win. But she did. And now there's alliances galore trying to spring up. So let's go through some of that. So first of all, in no particular order, Riley is very, very tight with Jag. The way they were sleeping together, and I don't have that list, and so I'm not going to do a good job. Let me think off the top of my head. I think in the comic bedroom, and I'm not going to do all everybody. It is Saray and Izzy and Red, and I can't remember who the last one is. I don't know if it's Felicia or not, but they're in the back bedroom. And then the hospital, the psych ward, whatever it's called, Riley was in there, I believe. I think. See, I don't have a list. I need to have it just written down, and I'm sorry I don't. But Jag was in there too. And so the two of them, Jag for sure is in there, and I think Matt may be as well. Anyways, they're tight. Riley and Jag are very tight. They are like they've actually already done a final 2 kind of a thing. So that's a tight alliance you can kind of mark down. And the other super tight alliance would be Saray and her son, Jared. And then actually Izzy is also kind of tight with that group because Izzy is the only one in the house that knows that they are mom and son. And for better or worse, Saray has, she's obviously keeping Izzy super close, but keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? I don't think she trusts Izzy any further than she has to. And I think I talked about this yesterday. See, I'm going to be all over the map here, but Saray is obviously a huge character in this house. And that I definitely talked about yesterday, about my whole reasoning behind why why part of me is not pleased that she's in this show, because I just didn't want a big character, a really super strong character, and or a professional reality player. I think it kind of puts everybody else at a disadvantage. But look, those are the cards we're dealt, so we're going to play with them, and I'm going to try to enjoy it. I was talking to someone yesterday. I will keep them nameless for now, but and they were not pleased that Saray was in the house. And I said, look, this is what it's going to be. Just embrace it and enjoy it, and it is what it is, and that's what I hope they're going to do, rather than write the season off. But I really think she knows, anybody who has any kind of knowledge of her or deep knowledge of her, she's going to target. Corey is a high target for her, who knows all about her, and I think Izzy's gonna go. It's just a matter on how she can get her out, and she's got to figure out how to get her out in such a way that she doesn't blab too much information on the way out the door. Right? That's the key, and that may not be easy to do, because she very, very well may whenever she gets voted out, unless Saray can convince her of loyalty and she decides, no, I'm going to be super loyal to the end and I'll go out and I won't ruin your game for you. If she can get her to do that, then she'll be okay, until of course she gets in the jury house, and it just really depends. I shouldn't be playing this thing that's 98 days down the road, right? All right, let's stop talking this way. But Saray's obviously been very active in that. Riley's talked to people. Let me think of anything else that went on yesterday. There's been a lot of alliance talk, a lot of thinking. Jared is running around the house talking to people and trying to slip in, we need to, anybody he talked to said, well, it'd be good to bring along some of the older people along, and I've got Saray and Felicia in my pocket. That's what he kept talking about. Well, he may have said Saray and Izzy, but I think he was saying Saray and Felicia, but he kept bringing this up, and there's quite a funny moment. I did tweet out a video clip where she's talking, where Jared is back last night in the back bedroom talking to Saray and Izzy, and Saray just looks at him and says, she doesn't say it this way. She says, stop talking about me. Or I can't remember. It was just basically keep my name out of your mouth. That's what she was basically saying to Jared. Like, stop bringing up my name to people. Don't do that. And he said, I'm not doing that. And it's like, oh God, yes, you are doing that. Nobody obviously knows their mom and dad except for Izzy, or mom and son except for Izzy. But he definitely has been bringing up her name when he was talking to people, as like, I can bring these people into the group and it'd be good to have them. I'm not sure how much he did of that after the conversation with mom last night, but she's also here's another name. Saray has also got connections with Hi Sam, and that's an interesting connection there. So she doesn't trust. She has zero trust in Red and Matt. A lot of the guys, actually. I'd say the two guys she really trusts seems to trust is Hi Sam and her son, Jared. She named every other guy as being a potential, someone that's not working with me or maybe working against me kind of a thing when she was talking to Jared. Also said that I'm trying to talk to them, but they aren't talking to me. That's kind of one of those, are you though? And I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that she isn't. But I am saying that if you don't want to work with someone, it's very easy to say, well, they're not talking to me and I'm trying. And I'm not saying that Siri isn't trying to talk to them, but I just don't know. It's interesting. We'll see how things float out here. I don't know if Saray ever got in to talk to Riley last night or not. She's kind of been holding court downstairs in the comic bedroom when she can. She ends up back there a lot, and then people come in and talk to her. So, yeah, we've seen that before where people have kind of hid out in a back room, and she's kind of been doing that to some way. She comes out, but then all of a sudden she's back in that back room again talking to people. I don't know if anyone's going to notice a pattern or not, but I've noticed that. All right, so obviously Saray's going to be a big, big topic of conversation every time I do this until she's not in the house anymore, if she's ever not in the house. And so I can't stay totally focused on her. I am going to give a really quick rundown of every house guest and what I think is going on as best I can, just so that we're covering them all. So Saray, she's running the show, man. She knows what's going on. She really wants Kirsten out because Kirsten's been just all over the place, very active, and I think she senses that the house wants Kirsten to go of the 4 that are up on the block currently. I think she'd rather have Corey gone, but I think she also realizes the house is more likely to want to get Kirsten out, and so I think she's going to have to go with it. Originally, she was talking about having Kirsten in an alliance, having Kirsten, Nicole, who also goes by Mimi, in the alliance along with Felicia, but that seems to have gone by the wayside. And I think I don't know if it's Jared And I don't know where Felicia fits in. I'm hearing more that she was originally talking about 4 names and then a group around them. But I don't know who the core 4 are for her at this point. Obviously, Izzy seems to be. So Izzy and maybe Jared. I don't know if she wants to make her relationship with Jared that obvious, or if she wants to tag Jared onto the outside of somebody else. I talked about this, I think, yesterday. All right, I got to go through the names because I'm running out of time here. So, in alphabetical order by first name, America. Still haven't heard much from her. She has been she's around, but she's not talking to a lot of people. Matter of fact, I heard, I think Riley say just now when Riley was talking to Blue, I haven't talked to America. So she's either going to come into play later, or she's going to be one of those, well, she hasn't been very involved, let's get rid of her. Blue is currently talking to Riley right now. I think she's in tight with Riley and Jag and her, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think Blue's okay for now. Corey obviously is in trouble. Corey, by the way, did meet with Riley, and when he met with Riley, he did tell Riley that his brother was on Survivor. So he has mentioned that. So that is something, I don't know if Riley's the only person he's told, but I did know that he did tell her that. So that's something I didn't see coming. I don't know what it buys him. I don't know how it helps him, but if Riley listens, she might understand why some people in that, like why Saray might want Corey gone, because he's another survivor kind of. Well, she doesn't know that Jared is related to a survivor person, right? So yeah, that's the secret. I don't know if it's ever going to come out. Jane Bowie. I don't know. She's likable, but I don't know how. I don't know if she's gonna do it. I'm not doing this alphabetical. I'm kind of all over the place. Okay, this list is not what I expected. I don't know. Bowie's, I haven't felt her out yet. I can't figure it out what's going on with her. Nothing bad. Just she doesn't seem to be in the current mix of things. But that may also hurt her that she's not in the mix of things because, alliances are forming. And some of these people don't think things are going on. It's like, oh, yeah, they're going on. Lots is going on. Again, if you were in that house a day, 2 days, and you think nobody's talking strategy, you are not aware of what's going on because it happens every year. Cameron is really on the outs with a lot of people. He's not making connections. He seems to talk the most with a couple of the guys, but even those guys don't seem to be like, I like talking to them, but I don't know if I want to be in an alliance with them. So I'm not sure. Cameron spent a lot of time with Red, but again, I'm not sure that Red even trusts him. So Cameron may be in some serious trouble. Hi Sam is obviously, as I said, is closer to Siri than any of the other guys except for Jared, I think. So I don't think he's close with a lot of the other guys per se. So he's definitely kind of, he's a strong player. He and Siri are having one-on-ones, lots of whispers. So that should tell you that he's probably going to be in the game for quite a while, I think. Izzy joined at the hip to Siri. I think she's happy to keep her close because she's got a secret that Siri doesn't want to get out. So Saray doesn't want to get out. So Saray is keeping Izzy very close. I'm not sure how good a player Izzy is, and her game may be sunk or may sink or swim pretty quickly based on how things go with Saray. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Jag seems like a nice guy. Seems like a strong player. I don't know if he may be on the wrong side of alliances. I just don't know. Having Riley as his number 2, I'm not sure how strong a player Riley is yet. She seems like she has a decent, good head on her shoulder. But I don't know if she really understands what all's going on in the house. I think she's still trying to figure it out. And she's trying to make a big 8-person alliance. And the problem is her alliance is going to end up coming up against Saray's alliance because she hasn't talked to Saray about an alliance yet, or hadn't last I saw. So, yeah, that could be a problem. So I jumped to Riley. Jared, like I said, all over the place talking with people. Mom's trying to rein him in. I definitely don't think he plays like his mom, but his mom's also played 6 other reality games at least, so that makes sense. He's also much younger than his mom, so there's lots of reasons. His mom may have been this way when she was his age, if she was playing. Matt, seems like a nice guy. Don't know if he's gonna do well or not. He's running with the bros. Saray says don't trust him because she's saying he's not talking to me, and if he's not talking to me, he's talking to somebody else. So she literally said that last night as one of the people not to trust. So Matt is getting in hot water with her. I'm just saying, I just see her much like I'm the one who's been. I'm one that's been saying, like, people compared Saray to Paul in Big Brother 19, and I don't think so. I think much more like Derek in Big Brother 16, in that I think she's got a really good control over what's going on, and I don't think she has to be head of household in order to control the game. So that I'm really seeing Saray as Paul in Big Brother 16, and people are arguing with me already that no. It's like, no, look, I think that's how the game's going to play out for her. She's going to control the game from outside of the head of household room and just have other people do stuff until she has to win a head of household. Miko, a.k.a. Mimi, no big feelings yet, other than she's kind of in there with Saray in the back room sometimes. So, she's good. Kirsten, all over the place, talking with a lot of people. Big target. I have a feeling she's out first. If not her, it's going to be Corey, but I think she may be the one. Of course, POV has to happen, so I just don't. That's where I think with Kirsten, she's ran her mouth a lot, and she's just put a lot of people on alert, and they're not trustworthy ever. Luke, Luke goes with the guys again in a lot of ways. Luke runs to me, falls in with the guys, the bros, and I'm not sure yet where he's going to go. Red, very smart, really smart guy, but not in good with Siri at all. Like, I don't trust him, kind of a thing. And so now big target on his back. And I already talked about Riley, and I've already talked about Saray. So that's everybody, guys. I got to go to work. We'll fill you in later today. I'll probably do another one of these when I know what happens with the head of household meeting with the actual nominations. And of course, it's the weekend. I will probably do a couple of these this first weekend since a lot's going on. Thanks for listening. Thanks to my supporters. And if you would like to support me in any way, listen to the ads that you may hear on this. That supports me one way. In other ways, if you want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/BBGOSSIP. Sign up. It's a monthly thing, and you can do it. I would appreciate it. And that's it, guys. I got to go because I've been talking for 20-some minutes. This is the way these things start out, though. Happy Big Brother 25. Bye-bye.